Hey there and welcome back to another video. It's Tristen here from Tristen Trip Reviews, about to fly to Bengaluru in India aboard SriLankan Airlines on their Airbus A321neo. The flight will be in economy class with a duration of just 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let's see how this goes. It's currently 4:40 in the evening, and with my flight scheduled to depart at 6:55 p.m, I decided to pass the time in the Palm Strip Lounge. A lounge accessible to American Express cardholders or anyone willing to pay $25 for a 3-hour stay. This is the dinner spread, and it's fairly decent. I served myself a full meal along with dessert, and with a little bit of subtle foreshadowing here, I'm glad I had this before my flight. It's always worth having a little bit of dessert accompanied by a Coca-Cola. For those curious, alcoholic beverages are indeed available. Should you visit this lounge? I would say no. There are visible dirt stains that clearly haven't been properly cleaned in quite some time. I visited this lounge on another trip from Colombo to Jakarta as well, just 2 weeks after this one, and the same stains were still there. Unfortunately, I just can't recommend this lounge to anyone. As the sky got darker, the boarding time got closer, and now it's time to head to the gate. I will be now going to our bus gate R4. The A321neo is arguably one of the best narrow-body seating products that SriLankan Airlines currently offers. SriLankan Airlines operates 6 neo aircrafts in total, 4 of which are A321neos, the slightly stretched variant of the ever-popular A320. This aircraft is registered 4 Romeo-Alpha November Delta. It features 12 business class seats and 176 economy class seats. If you're curious about the business class product, I flew it to Bangkok in 2019. Feel free to check that out after this one. Fortunately, SriLankan has equipped these seats with comfortable headrests and, most importantly, fully functioning entertainment systems. Welcome to my seat 23 Alpha. I'm quite satisfied, mainly because I can recline guilt-free. They offer the foldable tray table, which comes in handy when you just have a drink. On flights such as this, SriLankan Airlines usually offers a meal, however. Homemade fresh calzones served with a beverage. Okay. It sounds alright, but I'll let you be the judge of the food. Here you see the IFE offering for this flight. While the selection is admittedly limited, it's fairly decent for a narrow-body service. However, it does raise one obvious question. What's the point of offering in-flight entertainment if headphones aren't even provided? On the bright side, I can easily get some rest, perhaps even a quick nap on this short hop, thanks to the adjustable headrest which moves both side to side and up and down. The IFE unit does include a USB charging port, but that's about it. In fact, you might be better off not relying on it, as it seems to drain your device almost as quickly as it charges. That said, the legroom is fairly decent for this aircraft type. We'll now proceed with our taxi while the safety video plays. Timestamps are included if you'd like to jump straight to the takeoff, but I'd highly recommend sticking around for the Colombo tarmac views.
Stay down. Heads down, stay down. Trust in the crew, there's always a plan. We've got multiple exits, so you're going to be fine. Follow the flow path lights to the nearest sign. Remember to take your heels off and leave them aside. There's no reason to eat day and night. We thank you for flying SriLankan Airlines. Enjoy your flight.
For those who don't know me, welcome to my channel, Tristen Trip Reviews. I'm Tristen. As a passionate flight influencer, I'm dedicated to providing honest, transparent insights into various modes of travel, with a special focus on the flight travel industry. Every review I share is 100% self-funded, ensuring that the opinions you hear are genuinely mine. Join me as I uncover the highs and lows of travel to help you make better informed decisions for your next adventure. And now to the review. Hey, you seem to be enjoying the video, so why not hit subscribe and turn on notifications? It really helps the channel out and genuinely makes me happy. Plus, you'll be officially part of the Tristen Trip Reviews family, where we explore more flights, more cabins and more honest reviews together. Come on, join the journey. Meal service commenced shortly after takeoff, and surprisingly, there was no non-vegetarian option available. The only offering was a vegetable calzone accompanied by a packaged drink. For a full-service carrier, that felt rather underwhelming. What was more disappointing, however, was the delivery. Even before we had the chance to ask about alternatives, a crew member stated, and I quote, "We only have vegetable calzones, take it." The tone came across as abrupt, and the overall service felt noticeably lacking in warmth. By the way, I have no clue what vegetable is in this. Now, I do enjoy apple juice, but I'm not paying a premium to fly a full-service carrier like SriLankan Airlines, especially when choosing it over Indigo, just to receive a basic boxed juice pack. Traditionally, SriLankan serves its beverages poured into cups, which adds a touch of service refinement. This, however, felt more in line with a low-cost experience than a full-service one. Fortunately, within no time, Bengaluru was in view. Welcome to Kempegowda International Airport, Bengaluru, Karnataka, India. The local time is 8:10 p.m. We are more or less early. Let's properly assess this flight because I certainly have quite a bit to say. To do that, we will be using my calculated, fair and adaptive scoring system, Tristen's SkyScore. For this flight, we will be breaking the experience down into 5 key categories: ground service, service on board the aircraft, the seat, catering, and in-flight entertainment. Let's begin with ground service. Overall, the experience in this area was solid, from the ticket booking to lounge access and everything in between. The process was smooth and straightforward. While it wasn't particularly exceptional or memorable, it was efficient and hassle-free, which earns it a respectable 8 out of 10. Moving on to service. Unfortunately, this is where the experience began to fall short. The cabin crew did not demonstrate the level of efficiency and warmth that is typically associated with SriLankan Airlines. To be completely honest, something felt noticeably lacking. The demeanor of the crew member who attended to us, and from what I observed, to several other passengers as well, suggested clear room for improvement. It was genuinely disappointing, especially given the airline's usual standards. I regret to say, service on this flight earns a 5 out of 10. Looking at the seat quality, it's genuinely quite impressive. In fact, the seat is just as good, if not slightly better, than what you'd get on some SriLankan Airlines A330s. Overall, it's a very well designed product, featuring a personal entertainment screen, an adjustable headrest and a comfortable overall layout. However, don't expect these aircraft to operate these routes all the time. Aircraft swaps do happen. If you'd like to see the contrast, check out my review of the Bengaluru to Colombo return flight after this one. It really highlights the vast difference in the seating product you might end up with. Spoiler alert, it's not great. For this flight though, the seat earns a strong 8 out of 10. Now we come to catering, which unfortunately was the worst performing category of this flight. when choosing to fly a full-service flag carrier like SriLankan Airlines, as opposed to a low-cost airline such as Indigo, you naturally expect a more distinguished meal service. However, that simply just wasn't the case. As you saw earlier, the offering consisted of a single vegetable calzone wrapped in cardboard, with no real presentation, and more importantly, no variety whatsoever. It's disappointing to see this level of catering on a full-service airline. As a point of comparison, airlines like Garuda Indonesia often serve a proper meal along with snacks even on short-haul flights. And don't get me started on that juice pack that SriLankan offers. Because of all of this, catering receives a 3 out of 10. The final metric is Inflight Entertainment, which was actually quite decent overall. The selection available was satisfactory, although the library is somewhat limited when compared to many other full-service airlines. That said, one major issue remains. Headphones were not provided. Without them, it's difficult to properly enjoy the entertainment on offer. SriLankan should provide headphones regardless of the flight length, rather than cutting back on such a basic part of the experience. Of course, considering the airline's current circumstances, the decision is somewhat understandable, though still disappointing from a passenger perspective. Altogether, the IFE system earns a 6 out of 10. Here's a quick summary of the scores before we reveal the final result of Tristen's SkyScore for this flight. And now, the final result of Tristen's SkyScore flying from Colombo to Bengaluru on SriLankan Airlines aboard their Airbus A321neo receives a 6 out of 10. Let me know in the comments whether you think this flight is worth it. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. But the real question is, do I recommend this flight? At the moment, the only two airlines operating this route are SriLankan Airlines and Indigo. Realistically, most travelers are not gonna go out of their way to fly Air India with a connection in Chennai or Mumbai, when convenience and saving time are the priority, especially just to get a slightly better meal. To be fair, SriLankan Airlines does deliver reasonably well in most areas. The main shortcoming on this flight was clearly the catering, and to some extent the rather indifferent "I don't really care" attitude that we experienced from the cabin crew. So overall, I would say if you need to fly this route, SriLankan Airlines is still a reasonable choice. Just be prepared to feel slightly underwhelmed in some areas we discussed. Hopefully, in the future, SriLankan will take steps to improve these aspects of the experience. And that brings us to the end of this review. Once again, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more aviation content. And trust me, there's a lot more on the way. Thank you for watching Tristen Trip Reviews and joining me on this journey. Until I see you again, bye for now and welcome to Bengaluru City.